Hey everyone, welcome back to another Lotus lesson. This time I'm going to do a tune called Shimmer and Out. I'm going to show you three little riffs from it. The first riff is the intro. I was learning all of Tim/Mike's parts, but this is Luke's part, which is still really good to know the kind of rhythm guitar figure. So it goes like this. It's in D major, the whole tune, but ironically it starts on a G chord. It doesn't start on a D chord even though you're in the key of D. And he uses these little inversions like this. So this is a G chord, and that's a D chord, right? You might recognize some bigger shapes. Like this G chord is really just a piece of this caged G chord you might know. And this is really just a piece of a D bar chord. So it goes, does it 3 times. Then he goes down here, or at least I go down here. You could do it other parts of the guitar, but I like it here. Another D chord, another G chord, which this G chord is just sort of a piece of that, and then a good old A chord. So if you put that all together, you get this: 2, 3, 4. Right? So there's sort of the rhythm guitar figure. I'm going to tune up while I talk here. Good enough for YouTube. Or wherever this gets posted. Okay, so the next part, the A section melody, is really cool. I really like this part. All in D major again. Again, I would kind of picture bigger chords. So I think of it as sort of a shape thing. I don't think of it as like so much like a major scale, even though it is that. I'm picturing it as like the melody is this shape and this shape. So 11th fret G string and 10th fret high E string. And again, that's like just picking these 2 notes out of a D bar chord. And then this is both on the 9th fret, G string and high E, and that's like this A chord or this A chord. It's a fragment of that to me. Okay? So, and then this part's really cool because they sort of like, it's in 4 little kind of compartments, and each compartment's like a little different. They build on it. So it goes like this. Keeps repeating and everything, but that's one whole time through, really, if you think about it. So what happens is, it's sort of 2 times. So it's the same notes 2 times in a row, but there's one little variation that's very important. And you know it's important because other members of the band hit it too. It's like, it's composed. I think it's composed, at least. I never got the chance to rehearse it to find out, but it seemed composed to me. So those 2 little figures, which these are, if you want to get technical, these are called sixths. It's an interval. An interval is the distance between notes. These notes are 6 alphabetical letters apart from each other. But don't worry about that. So they do this. That's the first compartment. The next compartment is the same thing, except they add this A note on the B string. So, right? That's 2 compartments. The next compartment is just the first one again. So, okay? And then the last compartment, they add 1 more note. So they add a B note. In addition to that A note, they added the second compartment. Right? So all 4 of those compartments are this. 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now, they do the whole thing again, but every other time, they have a little variation on the 4th compartment. I like using that word, compartment. And the variation is that they do it in a triplet rhythm. Same notes, just in a different rhythm. So instead of, they go, triplet. Might be more of a dotted thing, but but they switch up the rhythm in that way. So then when you put it all together, and I would call that a first ending and a second ending. Like the first time you play it, it has that first sort of very uptight rhythm, and the second time you play it is the more spaced out or triplety or dotted one. So then you get this whole thing one more time. 2, 3, 4. That's the top again. I fucked it up. Wow, Rob. That's a lesson in don't talk while you're playing. But I played it right before that, so you know I know it, and I'm not going to do another take of this. Okay, one more section I have to show you. After that, they kind of space out for a few bars. There's like some kind of delay, fun guitar stuff. But this bridge is really pretty. So for the bridge, it's still, again, everything's in D major. I think a nice place to live on the fretboard for this part is in like the relative minor land. So if you're not aware of this trick. Okay, if you're not aware of this trick, if you're in a major key, obviously we can use our major scale. But if you don't feel like doing that, because sometimes it's, you know, it's hard to like play guitar-y things in that scale pattern. So what a lot of people do is they go 3 frets down from whatever major key they're in, and then they can solo in what's called the relative minor. Every major key has a relative minor scale that shares the same exact notes, and you can kind of overlap them. So if I'm in D major and I don't really want to live in that scale I just played, I can go down 3 frets. That sounds like 4 frets, but I'm not counting the first fret. 1, 2, 3. So now I'm in B, and I can play B minor. Or B minor pentatonic. Right? Sounds nice, because it's the right notes. It's the same notes as when I play the major scale. So anyways, that part, which feels really good over here, goes like this. 2, 3, 4. I think they do it one more time after that. They do. It could be 3. They tended to do a lot of things in 3 times, in my opinion. So it might be 3, it might be 4, but whatever. So I think of it like this. I almost think like the sort of like the bedrock of it is based around this, because there's a D chord right here. So everything around it kind of like, you know, is sort of like, I don't know, a branch on this trunk. So 8th fret starts there with like a little hammer on from the 7th, and then it does it again, and then so it does that twice, right? And then this next little quick part, so that's 8 and 7 on your B string, then a quick little E, 9th fret G string, and then 10, 8, 7 back on your B string. So and that is 8th fret, 7th on your B string, 9th on your G, back up to the 7th on your B, and then so 9, 7, and then 5th fret D string. So right? And there's little ghost notes in there too, meaning like kind of subtle notes that like you don't even hit that loud, and they could almost be whatever that you want. You could even not hit them, and it'll still sound like the melody. You could go. right? So, anyways, there you have it. Those are 3 sections out of Shimmer and Out. Really fun, pretty song. Another good one to just like an open jam if you're like playing with friends, or if you end up at some like open jam and nobody can figure out what to play. You can be like, hey, I got this tune. It's pretty fun. You could show it to everybody really quick and have a great time. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.